There's something happening right now, probably within 10 feet of where you're sitting. Your golden retriever is watching you, not staring at the wall, not fixated on a squirrel outside the window, watching you. The way you shift in your chair, the exact moment you exhale differently than you did 5 minutes ago, the subtle change in your posture before you even consciously decide to stand up. And here's what makes this extraordinary. Your dog knew you were going to get up before you did. Most people laugh this off. Coincidence, they say. He just got lucky. But the science behind what your golden retriever is doing every single day, in moments you completely overlook, is one of the most sophisticated cognitive performances happening anywhere in the animal kingdom. And almost no one is paying attention. Let's start with something you've probably never questioned. Why does your golden retriever follow you from room to room? Not just sometimes, every time. You get up to make coffee, they're behind you. You walk to the bathroom, they're outside the door. You move to a different couch, they rearrange their entire body just to face your direction. The standard explanation is separation anxiety. But researchers at the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna found something far more specific. Dogs don't follow their owners because they're afraid of being alone. They follow because they have built a predictive mental model of your behavior, and they want to stay close enough to act on it. Your golden isn't trailing you out of fear. They're trailing you because they've learned that where you go, things happen. And they don't want to miss the moment when their participation becomes relevant. That's not anxiety. That's anticipation. That's planning. Here's the behavior almost every golden retriever owner witnesses and almost none of them fully understand. Your dog brings you things. A toy, a sock, a stick from outside, sometimes literally just a leaf. And they don't drop it at your feet and walk away. They hold it, they present it, they wait. Behavioral researchers call this object carrying, and for decades it was categorized as simple retrieval instinct. These are retrievers after all. But studies published in the journal Animal Cognition have reframed this entirely. When a golden retriever brings you an object, particularly when you arrive home or when they sense emotional tension in the room, they are performing a deliberate act of emotional regulation. Not their own, yours. The object serves as a social buffer, something to bridge the space between you, something that transforms an uncertain emotional moment into a structured interaction with clear rules. Your dog doesn't know what to do with your stress, but they know what to do with a toy. And they're offering you the only toolkit they have. Think about that the next time your golden meets you at the door with a shoe in their mouth. They're not being ridiculous. They're trying to help. Now let's talk about the eyes, because this is where the science becomes almost uncomfortable in how profound it is. Golden retrievers have a muscle around their eyes, the levator anguli oculi medialis, that wolves do not have. It's not a minor anatomical difference. It's a species-level adaptation that happens specifically in the context of living with humans. This muscle allows dogs to raise their inner eyebrow, creating the wide, soft expression that humans instinctively read as soulful, vulnerable, and emotionally present. Researchers at the University of Portsmouth confirmed that dogs with more developed versions of this muscle were adopted from shelters faster, not because they were healthier or better behaved, because their faces triggered something ancient in us, our caregiving instincts. But here's the part that goes even deeper. Your golden retriever isn't just using this expression to manipulate you. They are using it to communicate with you in the only visual language that crosses the species barrier. When your dog looks up at you with those eyes, they are making a bid for connection. And the research shows they do it more frequently and more intensely when you seem distracted, sad, or emotionally unavailable. They're not performing. They're reaching out. There's a behavior that happens so quickly, most owners never catch it consciously. It's called the check-in glance, and golden retrievers do it dozens of times every single day. You're walking together outside, your dog is ahead of you, sniffing something interesting. And for a fraction of a second, they turn their head back to find your face. Not your feet, not your hands, your face. Then they return to what they were doing. Researchers studying canine social cognition have found that this glance serves a specific function. Your dog is using your facial expression as information about the environment. If you look relaxed, they proceed. If you look tense or alarmed, they stop, reorient, and move closer to you. This is called social referencing. And for a long time, scientists thought it was unique to human infants learning to navigate the world by reading their parents' reactions. We now know golden retrievers do it instinctively, constantly, and with remarkable accuracy. Your face is your dog's weather forecast. They're reading it all day long and adjusting their behavior accordingly, and you probably never noticed. Here's something that will change how you see your morning routine forever. Studies tracking cortisol levels in dog owner pairs found that dogs begin physiologically preparing for their owner's return hours before the owner actually arrives home. The dog's stress hormones shift. Their resting behavior changes. Their alertness increases. And this happens on a schedule that mirrors the owner's routine with startling precision, even when that routine varies day to day. What your golden retriever has done is build an internal model of your life. Your scent patterns, your schedule rhythms, the particular quality of silence in the house at different times. They are running a continuous prediction about where you are in your day and when you're coming back. And when they hear your car, or your footsteps, or the particular sound your key makes before it hits the lock, they're not reacting to a surprise. They're confirming what they already expected. The explosion of joy you get at the door isn't relief that you came back. It's the release of hours of careful, quiet anticipation. Let's talk about something most people find endearing without realizing it's actually neurologically extraordinary. Your golden retriever yawns when you yawn. They settle down when you settle down. They grow restless right before you decide to go outside, before you've reached for the leash, sometimes before you've even stood up. For decades, this was dismissed as conditioning. They've learned the signals. But a 2023 study out of Eötvös-Loránd University specifically examined whether dogs were responding to behavioral cues or to something more internal. They found that dogs yawned contagiously in response to their owner's yawns, even when the yawn was audio only, playing through a speaker in another room. The dog couldn't see any behavioral cue. They were resonating with the sound of your physiological state. Contagious yawning in humans is linked to empathy circuitry, the same neural pathways that allow us to feel what someone else is feeling. What this means is that your golden retriever isn't mimicking you. They are, in some measurable neurological sense, feeling with you, experiencing an echo of your state inside their own nervous system. Empathy, not as a metaphor, but as a biological mechanism operating between species. There's one more thing your golden retriever does every day that nobody talks about, because it's so quiet it barely registers. When you are upset, truly upset, not mildly stressed but genuinely distressed, your dog will come and do something very specific. They won't bring a toy. They won't try to play. They will simply place themselves against you, leaning, pressing, resting their head on your leg or your chest, and they will stay there, not performing, not seeking your attention, just present. Researchers studying canine empathic response found that dogs were not only able to distinguish between their owner crying versus humming, they consistently moved toward and made physical contact with owners who were expressing distress. More remarkably, they did this with strangers too. The behavior wasn't about attachment or familiarity. It was a response to suffering itself. Your golden retriever has a concept of distress, and they have a behavioral response to it that, in human terms, we would call comfort-giving. They are choosing to be with you in your pain because something in their neurology compels them towards suffering rather than away from it. That quiet lean against your leg when you've had the worst day of your month is not accidental contact. It is one of the most ancient, cross-species expressions of care that exists on this planet. So here is what your golden retriever is actually doing every single day while you're busy living your life. They are watching your face for information about the world. They are tracking your schedule with internal precision that rivals a clock. They are bringing you objects when they sense emotional tension, because intervention is the only language they have. They are glancing back at you on walks to calibrate their own behavior against your reactions. They are yawning when you yawn because their nervous system is genuinely resonating with yours. And when you hurt, they move toward you, not away, because something in 15,000 years of shared evolution has built them to respond to human suffering with presence rather than distance. None of this is accidental. None of this is simply instinct in the dismissive way we use that word. This is the product of one of the longest and most intimate co-evolutionary relationships in the history of life on Earth. Your golden retriever was shaped genetically and neurologically to be extraordinarily good at one specific thing: being with you, not just near you, with you, in a way that almost no other creature on this planet has ever been built to be. The next time your dog checks in with a glance on your morning walk, or brings you something ridiculous when you seem tired, or presses against your leg in the quiet of an ordinary evening, you'll know what you're actually seeing. A mind that has been solving the problem of you every single day in ways you're only just beginning to understand.